Multivers, Story of a Conqueror. Chapter 3, I Plan to Have a Harem. While Alice was in a trance, thinking about how easily she had fallen in love with just one glance at Alex's godlike body, he checked the marks and wounds on her body. These were the result of forcefully removing the syringes and sensors that had been attached to various parts of her body. Coming out of her thoughts, Alice noticed his gaze and followed it to see the marks and wounds on her body. She wanted to say that the wounds were nothing, but Alex interrupted her. Here, let me heal them. Alex placed his hand above the wound on her arm and used his arc of embodiment to create healing magic. His hand glowed green, and Alice felt a brief itch at the sight of the wound. Within seconds, the wound completely healed, leaving no marks. Alice looked at him in surprise as she witnessed the healing. Alex smiled at her and said, "It's just one of the applications of my powers. Let's continue with the treatment. Show me the other wounded places, and I will heal them. You'll be even more beautiful after all the wounds on your body are healed." Alice blushed and showed him the other places on her body that needed healing. Observing her blush, Alex commented, "You're cute," which made her even more embarrassed. They proceeded with healing her wounds. "Is this the last one?" Alex asked Alice, who was still blushing, as he removed his hands from her breasts where the sensors had been attached. The sensors had been forcefully removed by her, causing her skin to swell. "Why yes, let's go outside." Alice blushed, still feeling the warmth of his hands on her breasts. "You're cute," Alex said, holding her hand as they left the place. Alex used his telekinesis like sonar, sending sonic waves in all directions. After capturing the returning waves, Alex created a 3D map of the surroundings in his mind with the help of the arc of embodiment. Using the map, Alex quickly found a path leading to the outside world. Alex led Alice, holding her hand, while she looked at his face. He noticed her gaze and asked, "What's wrong?" "Nothing. I just want to ask, who are you?" Alice had been wanting to ask this question since she first saw him. She wanted to know why she felt attracted to him the moment she laid eyes on him. Without stopping, Alex replied, "If it's you, then there's no problem. I can tell you, as you will be my first wife from now on." Alice blushed when he called her his wife, but she controlled herself. She thought she had misheard something about being his first wife and refrained from asking, as she heard him continue speaking. "It might be hard to believe, but my soul is not from this world. You can think of my home world as similar to this one, minus the Umbrella Company and T-Virus. In our world, some humans have the power to glimpse into other worlds while sleeping, and they share these experiences through novels, comics, movies, dramas, and so on. Everyone in our world knows that there are other worlds out there, so people started wondering if we could travel to these worlds." Alex paused and looked at Alice, who had a shocked and surprised expression on her face. After Alice absorbed all this information, Alex continued, "Everyone has been trying to find the answer to that question, and I was one of them. However, the difference between them and me is that I have found the answer. Yes. Traveling to another world requires one to discard their physical body, meaning only at the moment of death can one travel to another world when the soul and physical body separate. The probability of this happening is less than 0.0000000000001%. I was just lucky. After dying in my original world, my soul traveled to this world and occupied this body created by Umbrella, as it was the only body that matched my soul. In addition to this, I acquired a miraculous power during the transition, and one of its applications is what I used to heal your wounds back in the room." Alex fell silent after explaining all this, waiting for Alice's reaction once she had processed everything. Alice, the protagonist of this world, quickly absorbed it all and looked at him with a complex expression. Seeing her expression, Alex stopped and cupped her cheeks with one hand, asking her, "Why do you look so conflicted? Is it because I know your future?" Alice nodded, feeling conflicted at the idea that the man in front of her already knew her future. She thought he liked her because he knew her future, and not the Alice standing before him. She shared her thoughts with him, only to have him flick her head. Ouch! She rubbed her head, glaring at him, asking why. "You silly girl," Alex said, placing his hand on her head and rubbing it, as if he were a parent concerned about his foolish child's future. Alice grew a little angry at his expression. "What do you mean by that expression?" "Of course, I worry about you, who has a god-level brain supplement." "When did I say I knew your future?" "What I knew was the future of one of the parallel universes of this world and the you in that parallel world. The future of everyone in this world, including you, has already started to change the moment I appeared here. And for your mental well-being, let me tell you, I like you not because I like the you whose future I know, but because you are here in front of me, the one I fell in love with at first sight. So, let go of all these tangled thoughts from your mind, because you will never be able to escape from me. I will love you. Remember these words in your heart and mind." Alex said all this while patting her head and embracing her with his other hand. "Understood," Alex said, looking at her. "Yes," Alice replied with a smile. But then, she remembered something, and her expression became uneasy. Alex also noticed her expression and asked, "What happened? Why do you look like that?" Alice looked at him and asked directly, "I want to know what you mean by me being your first wife. Do you intend to accept other girls besides me?" "Well, That's exactly what I mean. I plan to have a harem, and you will be my first wife. Alex stated his intention directly, believing there was no need to hide such things from her when he had already decided to accept her into his family. Alice was momentarily speechless, and before she could say anything, Alex silenced her with a kiss, causing her to lose herself in the moment. After a minute, they separated. Alex looked at the girl in his arms and, with a mischievous smile, asked, "I know it makes you uncomfortable, but please trust me. I don't intend to add random girls into our relationship. I will love each of them, but you will be my favorite among them all." Alice rested her head on his chest, feeling weak due to the lack of air. At that moment, Alex whispered in her ear, "So, can you give me a chance, or shall I continue kissing you until you say yes?" He blew warm air into her ear, making her body tremble. Alice quickly stood up and looked at his smiling face, which seemed devilish to her, causing her to tremble. "So?" Alex asked her once again. "I agree." Alice quickly agreed when she saw him lower his head. "Okay, let's get out of here. We need to leave this city quickly." Alex held her hand, and they left the umbrella building. As they stepped outside, they encountered 2 zombies, whom Alex took care of with a gun he had created in the past 2 days. He gave one of the guns to Alice. Since the guns were equipped with silencers, they didn't attract other zombies, and they swiftly left the area in search of food. Thank for listening this audiobook. Please subscribe the channel, like, share, and leave a comment on the video.